Are you ready? Are you ready for the thrill of victory? Are you ready to taste victory? Are you ready to take your sports betting to a whole new level? Sit up, put your feet on the floor, because we have work to do. Welcome to the grind. Welcome to Cappers Nation, your weekly all things sports betting show. Tune in live every Thursday at 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Let us make you a more successful sports bettor.
What's going on, everybody? Cappers Nation Live. Monday afternoon edition, Monday the 2nd of March afternoon show. Going to be another great show for everybody. Going to get right into the game day breakdowns. Resume where we left off. Maternal, what's going on? Shane, Dan, Mr. Blevins, Jamar in the house. What is going on, folks? Little light crowd, but it's all good. The fun is here, and it's gonna be fun. We got some money to be made, some games to break down, and ready to rock, ready to roll with everybody today, and ready to get started. So I'm gonna get all my stuff up and running, refresh the live odds. That way we could jump straight into the breakdowns. If you missed the morning show, don't sweat. You can watch the archive version. We already broke down the NC State and Duke game, Alabama A&M Prairie View game, Mississippi Valley State and Grambling State, and the Alabama State and Texas Southern game. Already broke those down for everybody. So we're not going to be doing those during this show. If you want to see those breakdowns and leans, just go watch that other video. If you're looking for free plays, the daily free play video is already out there. First of all, Shane, I did not give away a free play in the first show. Brian says Weber State -7. Nope, did not give away Weber State -7. We didn't even touch that game, but did not give out a free play in the first show. And if you missed the first show, the second show, we're not going to be discussing what happened in the first show and the second show, vice versa. That's why we filmed the video. So as always, the archive version is always up there, and there won't always be a free play in every single live show that we do, especially 2 times a day. Won't have a free play in every single one. We're going to try to, but it's not always going to pan out that way. So didn't have an official free play during the morning live show. And even if we had, we wouldn't be discussing it in the second show. That would mean the second show didn't get viewed, and it would have been pointless for me to film it. So that's the policy for me having live shows as well as multiple live shows a day. But nonetheless, we're going to try and get through the rest of the games on the board today, and we're going to try and have some fun. We're going to take a look at NC State and Duke, Idaho State and Weber State, Norfolk State, Delaware State, which we haven't touched yet. Also, we might, if we have time, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Jackson State, as well as the North Carolina A&T and South Carolina State game. Brian likes Weber State. Very nice. Yeah, no, Shane, not going to be a free play in every single live show. Sometimes there may be one in the morning show and not one in the afternoon, or vice versa, or there might be some in both. But with the 2 times a day live shows, I'm not going to be giving away 3 free plays. That would go against what the company wants to do, unfortunately. Alex, what's going on? Oh, no, Shane, it's good to get it out there so everybody knows. Never ask the wrong question. The only wrong question is the ones you don't answer. Trust me, it doesn't bother me to answer it or upset. No way, no how, never. Never, 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 never. So just like when I get off the live show and people text me, hey, I missed the live show, what were the leans? Well, we gave out 12. You want them? You got to go and watch. That's why we make the videos. I didn't make the videos so we can just text them to everybody, you know, and then we make it too easy. Celis Colvin, what's going on? Thank you for watching the early show. MJ in the house. MJ says this is like the old days, a 5 p.m. early evening show. It is like the old days. It's good to be back at 5 p.m. You know, it's good to be back at 5 p.m. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've been back at 5 p.m. Just wait until Thursday's show. Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. That's really going to be like old times. That's really going to be like old times. Alrighty, so we're going to jump right into it. I got the live odds being refreshed. First of all, I know Joe asked me earlier this morning, is there going to be a game of the week? Nathan, what's going on? Edward, what's going on, my brother? Eddie Sports Money in the house. Appreciate you stopping by, even if you got to go. I hope the wife and all the children are good. Nathan, what's going on, my brother? But Joe asked me in the early show, is there going to be a game of the week this week? Because I did not put out a game of the week last week because I had my game of the year in college basketball, so I didn't. I just thought, I mean, even though I had one of that caliber play, it was Wright State plus a 3.5 against Northern Kentucky on Friday. I ended up just giving it to all of my clients as a regular play. I didn't put it out as a game of the week, although it should have. It would have won, and we would have all cashed in. But I just thought it was kind of counterproductive to have a game of the year, and then 2 days later I had a personal play game of the week. I just thought it was it made me look greedy, and that's definitely not what I'm about, and I didn't want to do that. So rather than sell the shit out of them, and I would have made extra money, but I mean, I made money on the game anyway, so, and I know all my clients did. So I technically had one last week. I just didn't give it out and advertise it as a game of the week because I had my game of the year. But game of the week game of the week this week, excuse me, is going to be a lot earlier than normal. All right, we've had them on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, hell, Saturday, and Sundays. I have not put one out on a Tuesday in quite some time. It's been a year since I put one out on Tuesday. I try and wait game of the week towards later in the week, but you know, I just can't. I've got one tomorrow that we just cannot pass up on. And just can't miss this opportunity. So monster opportunity for a game of the week tomorrow, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So we're going to hammer a monster game of the week tomorrow, one of my personal play games of the week. I put it back on sale for everybody that was on board my game of the year. I put it on board, or put it at the exact same price, the $50. It still gets my guaranteed to winner. You get the next one free, and it's been a long time since we dropped one, and we ain't dropping one tomorrow, that's for sure. That's for sure. So I absolutely love it. It'll actually be on the website a little bit later today. As soon as the odds pop up at the books, I'll be able to put it up there officially, but it's posted on the website. You can grab it and get access to it. $50 guaranteed to win. You get the next one free, and you don't want to miss it. Miami boy, what's going on? What is going on? But nonetheless, glad to have everybody here. We're going to jump right into the program, but I just had to announce that. That was going to be announced in tonight's video for tomorrow. Look at that, already one thumbs down, so welcome to the one douchebag that decided to give us a big thumbs down. Round of applause to the one thumbs down. I mean, you're so sorry in your life that you're here watching us. It's probably a good thing. Maybe we'll correct your life and show you the path to success. All right, but again, to the one thumbs down, we welcome you with open arms. Matter of fact, I give you a big, warm, straight man hug. All right, so nonetheless, welcome everybody. Randy C in the house. What's going on? Mr. Watson hanging out with us as well up in Canada. All right, folks, so we're going to jump right into it. We're going to take a look at the Texas Tech Baylor game. We might go back and review the NC State Duke game. We may take a look at that one, even though we already broke that one down. I had a lot of people ask me, can we go more in depth in that one? So if we have a chance, we'll take a look at that one, but we already did that one. We'll definitely do Idaho State and Weber State, Maryland Eastern Shores, and Howard. Also we'll touch, and we'll go from there. All right, Ruben, what's going on? Miami boy says that hater with no money, clap it up for him. We definitely clap it up for the haters. It don't matter which one you guys do. You know, we're just appreciative that you're here, giving us the view and the user interaction. And again, it don't matter. It don't matter. We welcome everybody here. We know the haters tune in. They hit the flag button all the time. It doesn't do anything. We're still here, right? We're still here. We don't go away. So as much as you guys want to, you know, it's not you guys, but the one individual or two individuals want to hate, that's fine. That's fine. Can't keep a good man down for long anyways, right? So we're going to get started. We're going to get started. We do need a good old-fashioned barbershop session. Let me tell you, we really do. And we'll see if we can have one of those here soon. See if we can have one of those. Tim, thanks for jumping back on board and renewing for 3 days of my personal plays. Glad to keep you on board. Frank, thanks for jumping on board my personal plays with the March Madness special. McGill as well. At the end of the live show, I didn't get to thank you. Thanks for jumping on board our March Madness package with my personal plays as well. If you're on my personal plays towards the end of the week, you're going to get a nice little bonus. Not telling you what it is, but it's give back time for my personal clients, and that will be happening towards the end of the week. Might have something big just for you guys. So it's always going to be fun. It's always fun, and it's always good to give back and take care of my clients that take care of me. Daryl Johnson, what's going on? Loving that last name. There's Tim. Appreciate it, Tim, and glad to have you on board. And I did see your text a second ago. That line should be just fine. It should be just fine. Moved a little bit this afternoon, but no big deal. All right, so going to jump right into the very first one that we're going to do. We're going to take a look at the Idaho State and Weber State game first, guys. Ogden, Utah, 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you want to follow along with the live odds, just head to our website, cappersdirect.com. Click on the odds tab. Scroll down. Scroll down, and then you'll see it. You can pick NCAA, NBA, whichever one you want, and you'll be able to have access to live real-time odds. Randy, I think it was either yesterday's live show in the morning or it was Saturday's, but I think it was yesterday's live show in the morning that we went real in depth into the system plays, how to handicap them, how we do it, what it entails, and all of that stuff. But it was I'll try and look for it, Randy. Later on this evening, I'll try and look for it. But it was, if you don't find it, but it was either yesterday's live show in the morning, the first show, or it was Saturday's first show in the morning. But one of those two. Mr. Grover, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I'll see if I can find it if you can't find it. But I know it was one of the morning shows, either yesterday or the day before. But I really think it was yesterday. I really do. I really do. I know they sent out an email yesterday, I think. About them, but I don't know how in-depth they went in the email. I think my video went more in-depth in the video. Robert Allen, what's going on? What is going on? Alrighty, so just got the live odds up. We're going to do game 865, 866 first. Idaho State, Weber State. Weber State opened up. Miami Boy says it's MLB baseball system, not going to lie. He was on a mean winning streak last year. That's when I first found Kyle on YouTube. Miami Boy, it was sick last year. It definitely was. I think we hit 56 in a row last year. Robert Allen says, shoot, not much. Kyle, missed you the last few days on YouTube, buddy. Everything good with you? Everything's great here. And remember, Robert, if you don't see us on YouTube, we streamed live every single day. We posted daily free play videos. We streamed live 2 times a day, every single day. Even if we're not on YouTube, we stream live every single day. So you'll always be able to find us. You just have to go to our website, cappersdirect.com, and you'll see our live streams there, as well as our daily free play videos. So we don't always post them on YouTube. It's a brand awareness. And prime example, if you can't find us here, just go to our website, and you'll always 100% find us right on our website. You'll always find us on our website. So it's always there. Tim says, seems like the Vegas Knights first period goals, or first period over goals always cashes. They have definitely been picking it up as of late. Vegas Knights first period over has definitely been picking it up as of late. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And yeah, Miami Boy says about the system plays. They only apply to baseball. Our system plays, a real system play. There's a reason why only a select few companies and individuals bet a system play. All right, most people are not intellectually capable enough to handicap a game properly, let alone a game 2, 3, 4 games ahead of time, and to be able to factor in all of that good stuff. Maybe tomorrow morning, in tomorrow morning's live show, we'll go over it as well. We'll go over it as well during the live show tomorrow morning. We'll go in depth. I don't have time tonight to do it, or else I would. But we can go into them, go in depth. Randy, if you're watching tomorrow morning, we go in depth into the show tomorrow. If you're on the show tomorrow, just ask me, or if anybody else wants to know about them, we'll go more in depth in them in tomorrow morning's show. That way you guys can decide if you want to get on board for that early bird special or not, because that early bird special will definitely, I mean, you're saving 33%. You're saving $5 right off the top. All right, so back to Idaho State, Weber State, guys. Weber State opening up as a 6.5-point favorite. That line is up to 7 everywhere. Bovada is actually high at 7.5. Total opened up at 140.5. It shot up, guys, 5 full points. I'm seeing anywhere from 145.5 at 5 dimes. The Westgate. There's a couple holdovers. The D Casino Caesars that are at 145, including DraftKings back east. Bovada and BetDSI Offshore both on the high side at 146 on the total there, over and under. Take a look at both teams. First of all, when you take a look at Idaho State, you're going to see a lot of red. Not just in their win column, but how they perform on the court defensively. All right, as well as offensively as well. They're 11-17 on the year, guys. Taking a look at Idaho State, 6-20. I jumped over to Weber State's page. 6-20 on the year, all year long. 3-14 in conference play. Conference play wins. It's very simple. They opened up 2-0, and then they just started to regress. All right, Idaho, Eastern Washington, Northern Arizona. Nice monster wins for them, and then boom. Haven't won a conference game since January 11th. Matter of fact, that was their last win. Their last win was on January 11th. All right, it's been a long time coming since Idaho State got a green next to their name, and they're definitely looking to try and finish the season strong. They've got 3 games remaining, and here they are as a 7-point dog going up against a Weber State team who's an 11-win program, 11-17 on the year, 7-10 in conference play. And taking a look, guys, these two teams have already played. It did go to overtime, all right? So don't let that score kind of confuse you. Idaho State was an 8-point victory there. They had an 8-point victory on the road, but it was an overtime victory nonetheless. Give me 1 second, folks. Alrighty. You live in Vegas, so the only reason I ask is because of that. Do you know that? I do know who he is. His real name is Darren Natero. I do know who he is. Give me 1 second, folks. Web designer, I found a little flaw on the website. Web designer's messaging me. I need to show him something that he needs to fix. Hold on 1 second, folks. When you click the third one, It doesn't go back to the first. It goes to a blank. All right, had to take a little video for him real quick. He's trying to fix a little error. I messed up in the coding. That's why they don't give me access to anything anymore. But yeah, I do know who he is. I do know who he is. All right, so back to this breakdown. Taking a look at Weber State, guys. They've lost 3 out of their last 4. They're not a big winning program this year. They've definitely struggled all year long in little bits and pieces. But they've lost 3 out of their last 4, losing to Montana, Montana State, and Portland State most recently by 6 at home. They did have a win February 22nd, guys, last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, a little over a week ago, against Southern Utah. They beat them by 11. And a nice big victory there. Taking a look at both programs side by side. First of all, when you want to compare offenses, both are very similar offensive numbers. Both have very similar offensive numbers. When it comes to defense, both have the very similar defensive numbers as well. You just can't tell, you know, on the stat sheet when it comes to wins and losses. You couldn't tell. You wouldn't be able to tell, that's for sure. Take a look at Idaho State and both teams side by side. You're going to see very similar numbers. Both shoot in the 49th percentile from the field. All right. However, Idaho State's turnover margin is a lot more on offense, over 21.4%. Weber State keeping it down in the high 17th percentile. Offensive rebounds. This is where Weber State struggles. They're in the very low 20 percentile compared to Idaho State, which is a very respectable 29.7% of all their rebounds are offensive rebounds. 3-point shooting, Idaho State can knock down 34%, which is what they've been doing all year long, and they keep it that way in conference play. Weber State just a 30% 3-point shooting team. Not the best when it comes to the 3-ball. However, they pick it up in the 2-point play. In conference play, guys, they are shooting 53.3% of all their 2-point plays. All right, every jump shot, layup, and dunk they're converting, which gives them the 3rd best stat in the Big Sky Conference, guys. Taking a look across from them, Idaho State, 48th percentile in the same category. Free throw shooting, 67% in conference play for Idaho State. Weber State, a conference best in the Big Sky at 76.5%. All year long, they're at 71.5%. They picked it up 5 full percent in conference play to a very excellent 76.5%. Believe it or not, they don't rely on the free throw enough. Just 16.6% of the time, in my opinion. If you're a 76.5% free throw shooting team, drive to the hoop, get put on the line. All right, drive to the hoop, get put on the line. You'd probably have some more wins, more than 11, if you follow along and you actually tried getting some extra free throws. I mean, you could take a look at some of their losses that were definitely close, losing to Montana State by 1, losing to Northern Colorado by 1, losing to Eastern Washington by 2. But then there's games where they played like BYU where they got beat by 30, or Montana who beat them 72-37. So they've definitely had their time. Heck, their last loss against Portland State, they lost by 6. All right, that was a game where I'm sure if they drove to the hoop, got put on the line, they probably would have had a better chance there. I mean, you could take a look. I mean, they shot 11 of 14 that game. Get on the line just a couple more times, and it would have been a whole different game in that one. But taking a look a little more in depth, 2-foul participation. I don't see it as a problem with Idaho State in it just 7.8% of the time. 2-foul participation for Weber State, a low 13.7. So even though they're nearly double, I don't see it as an advantage one way or another, for the fact that it's not in the high 20 percentile. When we start to really worry about the 2-foul participation protocol is when it reaches the 20%, 20-25 percentile at a minimum. That's when we actually start to see it as a disadvantage or an advantage for one team or another, or for a total going over, possibly staying under. So no real advantage one way or another there. All right, so as far as this one goes, I do have a play on the side of one of these, or on this game on one of these two teams. Today, guys, it's going to be definitely a good game. But as far as the total goes, the total on this one, in my opinion, is a little on the high side. All right, is a little on the high side. I think it opened up where it probably should have been. There was some major overcorrection to it. It opened up at 140. It quickly shot up to where it's at now, 145 and a half, 146 at Bovada. So as far as this one goes, as far as the total goes, I definitely lean towards the under on this one. I thought it actually opened up where it should have been, 140 and a half-ish. It being up a full 5 points to 145 and a half. I like the under. I think it comes in the high 130s. I think the final score ends up right around the high 130s. Unless something freakish happens and it goes to OT, then obviously it's anyone's game if it goes to overtime and you're taking an under. Unless you're taking a Virginia team on the under, anytime you go to overtime, it's definitely scary. But this one with a total of 145 and a half, I definitely side towards the under. So there's that one on that game. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 quick second. And then we're going to jump into the next one. All right, the next game day breakdown that we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the Norfolk State and Delaware State game. That's going to be the next one that we do. After that, we'll do the Texas Tech and Baylor game as well. And we're going to try and get through as many of these remaining games as we can. Alrighty. Edward is back. Edward is back in the house. Alrighty. So, definitely got a good day planned for everybody that's on board. If you're not on board the March Madness package, you probably should. You'll get 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays absolutely free, as well as a whole host of other stuff included. And again, if you haven't already done so, take 1 second out of your day. 1 second out of your day. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you do not miss a beat. Hit that little bell button next to it. That way you don't miss anything that we put out. Daily free play video for tomorrow will be out here in a little bit. If you guys were not aware, NBA lines are starting to pop up for tomorrow already. Taking a live look ahead. 4 of the games, actually, excuse me, 5 of the games are already posted. 5 of the 8 games are already posted for tomorrow in the NBA. There's already live lines on the Clippers, the Thunder, the Timberwolves, and the Pelicans game, as well as the 76ers and Lakers, and the Wizards and the Kings. Still waiting for 3 more, but the early lines are already up. If you want to have access to them, just head to our website. We will bring you guys the live odds before anybody else. All right? Before anybody else. So, with that being said, let's jump into the next game day breakdown. We already broke down the NC State and Duke game and gave out a lean on that one during the first live show. If anybody's looking for that, just go watch the first live show, and you will have access to it. If you're looking for and access to it. If you're looking for an additional free play, go watch our daily free play video that was posted on YouTube as well as our website this morning. You do not want to miss a beat. It's going to be a great time, folks. All right, guys, Norfolk State 14-15 for Robert Jones and his Spartans, guys. They're 10-4 in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, guys, looking to end their season strong. They're coming off a win over Howard, beating them 89-59, beating them by 30 at home. But they're going to finish out the last 2 games on the season on the road, today against Delaware State and then Thursday against Morgan State. So, first of all, let's take a look. How do the Spartans play on the road? First of all, they've lost their last 4 games on the road. All right, North Carolina A&T, North Carolina Central, Florida A&M, and Bethlehem-Cookman all beating them on the road. Take a look at what they've done before that. They do have a couple road wins, 2 to be specific. They beat both Coppin State and Howard on the road, as well as a neutral site overtime win over Bowling Green. Other than that, they've played absolutely horrible on the road, losing every which way direction they went, northeast or south and west. All right, so take a look across from them. You've got Delaware State. A lot of red for Delaware State, guys, for the Hornets. Eric Skeeters and his program just 3-11 there in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, guys. Another poor performance, poor season anyways. However, they're looking to finish their season strong. They're coming off a impressive win over Maryland Eastern Shores, where they beat them by 21. They lost by 2 on their home court against Maryland Eastern Shores on February 3rd. They bounced back this last Saturday, just 2 days ago, on the road, and they smashed Maryland Eastern Shores. They beat them 84-63 in a game which was much needed for Eric Skeeters and his program. Build confidence, end the season strong, rebuild, have a good offseason, and come back next year. All right, they've got 2 more games. 2 more games on the season. They get Norfolk State today at home, and then they'll travel and they'll play Howard on the road on Thursday. But the game today, taking a look, what can they do at home? They've actually lost their last 3 games at home. I mean, this is a 4-win program, so obviously they don't even have that many wins, even if they've all been at home. But they do have 3 wins at home. St. Elizabeth, North Carolina Central, and Coppin State all victorious at home. They play at the Memorial Hall, very small, 2,000 fans, home court advantage of 2.6, believe it or not, which you're going to give a half a point advantage to them just for playing at home. But if you're looking for the odds on this one, guys, it's game 308-179 and 308-180 is the game number on this one, with Norfolk State opening up as a 9.5-point favorite. That line is now down to 9. Total on this one is at 147.5, where it has remained strong. Other than that, no line movement whatsoever other than the half a point drop. Taking a look in depth when you're comparing both offenses, can we say horrible? However, Norfolk State's defense is really not that bad. All right, Norfolk State's defense is really not that bad. Based on adjusted efficiencies, they come in based at 165th best defense in Division I. So I mean, there's 180-something teams below them when it comes to defense, but still a quality defense. And what it is I mean, they're holding teams to 31.2% shooting, 31.2 from out deep, 47% shooting overall, 48% of all their 2-point plays is what they're holding teams to. And they're actually creating a lot of turnovers, nearly 22% turnover rate when they're playing on defense. However, when Norfolk State's on offense, guys, they're shooting just 46.7% from the field, 30% from out deep, 47% of all their 2-point plays are converted. And they do shoot the free throw exceptionally well at 71.5%. In conference play, 70.7% all year long. Conference play, guys, for Norfolk State, they're in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Their 3-ball did go up to 33.2% in conference play. They're going to be going up against a Delaware State team that's hitting 47% from the field, 30.5% from out deep, 48% of all the 2-point plays, and a respectable for the conference that they play in, but still a low 68.5% free throw shooting. Now, Norfolk State does go to the bench quite a bit, so they don't participate in the two-foul participation very much. 6.8% of the time, which is basically nothing. 21% for Delaware. They go to the bench for just 28% of their total minutes played are by bench personnel. Height advantage, there's about a half-inch height advantage on average for every player coming out of Norfolk State. Point distribution, both rely on the three ball for over 30% of their total points, 33% for Norfolk State. Both are relying on the free throw for over 20% of their total points as well. Drive to the hoop and get to the line is definitely a strategy by both of these teams. And Norfolk State can definitely knock down the free throws. As far as this game goes, I don't have a play on the side or the total. All right, a lot of these teams, when you get these in this conference, obviously Norfolk State, they're one game under 500. They're 10-4, running out their division, Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Quality program, and what are they? They're one game back from North Carolina A&T and North Carolina Central. They have to have a great game today, and then they have to have a great game against Morgan State on Thursday, and they're going to need a little luck from North Carolina A&T and Central both to somehow slip up. That way they can get a share or share of the conference title or one on their own. So other than that, guys, as far as the total goes on this one, just taking a look at the total, 147.5. 147.5. The last game they played, it got to 143. I think we're close on the total. But I think it's a little high. I think they priced it a little high, thinking that a lot of these teams and the public perception on a lot of these Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference teams is horrible defenses, which will result, obviously, in more points. But we don't have any two-foul participation. That's a real major factor. Maybe 21% by Delaware State might affect a little bit in the end of the first half. Other than that, it's not a major factor. Both of these teams struggle from shooting three-point plays. They struggle down low. Both turn over the ball quite a bit, 21% for Norfolk State, 20% for Delaware State. And then you throw in the aspect of Norfolk State's defense, their quality defense, holding teams to 47% shooting, 31% two-point plays, 48% down low. When you factor all of that into the equation, I think they have the line high for a reason. It's so everybody goes and bets the over. All right? It's like the NBA. They put out a 246 total and everybody's going to bet the over. Okay? Back in the day when 215 was high, there was a thing. The highest total on the board, bet over. The lowest total on the board, bet under. Back in the day, it used to work. Not so much anymore. However, most people's logic, they're going to see a big total in a conference like this that generally defense is absolutely horrible, and they're going to go, instantly take the over. Then you factor into the equation, the average possession length. Delaware State, they're a fast-moving program, 15.4 seconds, 2.1 seconds faster than the Division I average, 17.8 seconds on average per possession for Norfolk State. Little slower of a program. All right, little slower of a program. So as far as this one goes, as far as the total goes, I do lean towards the under. William tuning in. What's going on, my brother? Glad to have you back. So I do lean towards the under on this one. And if you guys are looking for the odds on it, it's under 147.5. Alrighty. So, Eddie Sports Money says Norfolk State by 16. Christopher Bayer in the house. Shapendi in the house. What's going on, everybody? Glad everybody can tune in and have some fun. I know there's a lot of options out there when watching live shows, and a lot more seem to be popping up from time to time. A lot more seem to be popping up from time to time and killing the time slots that we had. When our morning show, when we used to go live at noon Eastern, we were the only ones going live at noon Eastern. Now they seem to be a half a dozen programs. So if you ever miss ours, rest assured you could always watch the archive version. We will never delete it for you guys, all right? We'll never delete it for you guys. So with that being said, let's jump into another one, guys. Let's take a look at the big marquee matchup, Texas Tech and Baylor. Later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, there at the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas. The fun is going to go down, guys. It's game 863, 864. Baylor opening up as an 8-point favorite. That line is now down to 7. All right. 7 at the Westgate, 7 at 5 Dimes. The D Casinos, Caesars, and Bet DSI Offshore all have it at 7. 7.5 at Bovada, and they're holding strong, as well as the station casinos. MGM actually just changed it to 7.5 as well. Went back up a half a point at the MGM. Total opened up at 130. For the most part, it's still hovering around 130, but MGM, Bovada, and Bet DSI holding strong at 129.5. Taking a look at both teams, guys. Texas Tech 18-11 on the year for the Red Raiders. Chris Beard and his Red Raiders, guys, they're 9-7 in the Big 12. They've lost 2 straight to Oklahoma and Texas. They lost to Texas by 10 at home on Saturday, guys. The Tuesday a week ago, a semi-away game. They ended up losing by 14 to Oklahoma. They've lost 3 out of their last 5 games. Taking a look at how they do on the road, because they're not going to be at the United Supermarkets Arena today, where they get the 3rd highest home court ranking, all right? They're playing away from home. Unfortunately for them, they're playing away from home. Not that the home court advantage of 4.5 and 3rd toughest in Division I has helped them much this year with home losses against Texas, Kentucky, and Baylor, but they're going to be traveling on the road. And let's take a look, guys. They lost their last game on the road, which was a semi-away game against Oklahoma. They did beat Iowa State on the road. They lost to Oklahoma State on the road. They were able to beat Texas as well on the road. They lost to Kansas on the road. They lost to TCU on the road. They did have a victory over Kansas State on the road as well. Other than that, all losses before that as well. So they have had a couple decent wins on the road, but for the most part, Texas Tech has struggled on the road. They're going to be going up against a 3-loss Baylor program that's lost 2 out of their last 3 games. All right, they've only lost 3 all year long. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. They've won they lost 1 neutral site game, 1 away game, and 1 home game to Kansas, losing 64-61 a week ago Saturday. All right. Other than that, they've played flawless at home. They only have 1 loss. They're 14-2. They're in the Big 12, guys, and they're definitely trying to end the season on a winning note. All right, they get 2 games left. They get Texas Tech today. They get West Virginia Saturday. They're projected to win both of these games to finish 16-2 in the conference play and 27-3 overall. Other than that, playing at the Farrell Center, guys, hosts 10,284 fans there for the Baylor Bears, where they've played exceptional all year long at home. They beat Kansas State. They beat West Virginia, Oklahoma State, TCU, Oklahoma, Iowa State at home. All right. They also got rid of Texas, Jackson State at home, Arizona, Butler at home when Butler was absolutely killing it. Their win over Maryland Eastern Shores. The game against Villanova was a neutral site game. They were not at home for that win. They've played exceptionally well at home, and they're definitely going to try and keep it going. They get a home court advantage score of 3.5. Believe it or not, makes it only the 96th toughest place to play in all of Division I. So not a huge home court advantage, but you're going to give them at least a solid 1.5 for playing at home. So if you take Baylor, you put this on a neutral site game, that line probably would have opened up Baylor laying 6.5 against Texas Tech today. Take a look at both teams. First of all, both offenses exceptionally well. Both defenses top-notch. Something's going to give today, though. Is it going to be the offenses that break down to the solid defenses? Baylor coming in with the 4th best defense based on adjusted efficiencies. Texas Tech coming in with the 8th best defense based on adjusted efficiency, strength of schedule, and opponent strength of schedule as well. So you've got 2 top 10 rated defenses in all of Division I. And then you've got 2 top 50 offenses rated in Division I. Baylor coming in with the 15th best offense based on adjusted efficiencies. Texas Tech coming in with the 49th best. Something's going to give. Something is going to give, guys. Which one is it going to be? We're going to try and break it down to see if we can find out for you guys. You've got Texas Tech hitting 51.8% from the field, 35.9% three-point shooting. However, in conference play, their three ball has been unreal. 39.1% in conference play. All right, when they're in Big 12 conference play, which they are today, they're hitting just under 40% shooting from out deep. Exceptional number. Exceptional number. However, Baylor's defense comes in with the 3rd best in their conference at defending the three ball at 30.8%. There's only 2 teams higher up than them when it comes to that stat. Unfortunately for them, Texas Tech is number 1, but we'll talk about that when we switch over to talking about Baylor on offense. They're also hitting 50% of all their 2-point plays. Conference play, they're still converting 75% of all their free throws from the charity stripe. Offensive rebounds, 27% for Texas Tech. This is where they struggle. Offensive rebounds and turnovers. They turn over the ball a high 20.5%. Baylor in the turnover department, when they're on offense, for instance, just 17.5%. 17.5% turnover rate for Baylor, which is an exceptional number. 48.1% shooting all year long, as well as in conference play. They're converting 35% of their three-point attempts, 47.9% of all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, and 69.5% from the free throw line. Give me 1 second, folks. Alrighty, so taking a look a little more in depth, let's take a look at the 2-foul participation. Both teams participate here. You kind of start liking, not liking, but you kind of start leaning towards an over bet instantly when you start seeing these numbers. All right, when you start seeing a high of 25.4% for Baylor, 37.9% in the 2-foul for Texas Tech. Big numbers here. Height advantage, roughly the same. Both go to the bench for roughly the same as well. 26.5% of the minutes played by bench personnel for Baylor. 27.5% for Texas Tech. Point distribution. Very similar numbers within range of each other. Couple percent different on different things. Like the three ball for Baylor, they rely on it 32.4% of the time for their total points. Just 30% for Texas Tech. Whereas Texas Tech relies on that free throw for 20.5%. But then again, they're an excellent free throw shooting team, 75%. So, again, as far as this one goes, you start taking a look at the defensive side of things. When Baylor's got the ball on offense, Texas Tech's defense is number 1 in the Big 12 at creating turnovers at the clip of 23.7%. Huge number there. They're also the number 1 team at defending the three ball at 27.6% is what they're holding opposing offenses to. Their block shots, their steal percentage is top-notch, is very impressive. Baylor's offensive rebounds, 35.8%. They are the 9th best offensive rebounding team in all of Division I. As far as this one goes, I don't have a play on the side. I don't have a play on the total. I know these two teams have already played. I know Baylor beat them by 5 on the road in their second conference game way back on January 7th. A lot has separated these two teams. Texas Tech has lost 2 straight. Okay? Baylor has lost 2 out of their last 3 to Kansas and TCU. Both teams need a win bad. Both teams need to win out and get some confidence rolling before the tournament. Scott Drew and the Bears, I think, have a major advantage. Even though they're playing at home and their home court score is 3.5, I think they're underrated at home. The Farrell Center is not that big. Noise level is pretty good, though. And they've defended their home court like it's a 4.2 or a 4.3. One loss to Kansas by 3. Top-ranked Kansas. If you guys weren't aware, number 1. Unanimous number 1. That's their only home loss. I think Baylor gets the job done today. I do lean towards Baylor. Laying the 7. I think is the correct play. Again, I don't have $1 on this one. I might. When it's all said and done, I might. But as of right now, the line is at 7. I do like Baylor, as well as the over 129.5. I know both of these two teams have exceptional defenses. But when we get 2 top offenses, 2 top defenses, something has to implode. You can't have lights out shooting in a high-scoring game and then a quality defensive game at the same time. So the game either stays way under or we're going to see 150 points today. Now, not necessarily predicting that we're going to see 150 points. Heck, the last time we played, we didn't even see 110. I don't think we see the defensive game that we did the last time. I think this one creeps over. I think we get to the 140 mark. So for this one, I do lean towards the over. And right now I can get it at 129.5 at the MGM. BetDSI, Bovada as well. So I do lean towards the over 129.5 as well. Celis Colvin says NCAA -1 I like. Johnny K, what's going on? Kathy, Gary, whichever of you two are joining us. Neverez tuning in as well. Glad to have everybody here. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second, folks. Alrighty. Aaron, what's going on? Definitely had an amazing Sunday. Could have been better. Leans could have been a little bit better. St. John's could have shot a lot worse and helped us out with Creighton. And then we could have had a 4-0 premium play day, but we'll take a 3-1 day and a 3-0 day on my personal plays and the big Sunday play as well. I see we got a fixed right now. That's fixed. It's Kathy tuning in. Thanks, Kathy, for tuning in. Gary's in the Hawks K bone fishing. What a lucky guy. What a lucky guy. Alrighty. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. All right, I don't know what happened there, but nonetheless, we're back. Had somebody at the door I had to go take care of. Got a key. But I don't know where the screen went blank. But either way, we're back, and we're proud, and we're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to rock and roll. Neverez, yes, definitely was a great day yesterday, and we're going to try and keep it going today for another amazing day today, to say the least. First of all, if you are new to our YouTube channel, we go live 2 times a day. Right now, it's 2 times a day through the end of the tournament. Noon Eastern, 9 Pacific in the morning, early show, and then 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific for the afternoon show. Going to be breaking down all the college basketball actions, what we're going to be centering on for the tournament. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button right down below. If you're new to our channel, hit that subscribe button right down below. Tap that little bell next to it. That way you get notified every single time we drop content. You will be notified. Also, if you haven't already done so, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. Definitely help us out. Get our video trending on YouTube. Get it trending in the right direction. That way you don't miss a beat. Shapendi March Madness is almost here. Yes, it is. I sent out an email last night to all of our members that are on our website. If you have an account on our website, you received an email from me. If you didn't, check your spam. Sent out an email yesterday letting everybody, or asking everybody who's coming to Vegas for March Madness. If you are, reply with the dates that you're applying. That way we can try and set something up. If we get enough user participation and enough people out here, we will set something up so that way we can all have some fun, some type of event, and we'll have some fun during March Madness, all right? So, love to do something fun for everybody. So, with that being said, it's time to break down another game today. And looking for one that we haven't yet. We're going to take a look at the North Carolina A&T and South Carolina State game. We have not touched that one yet, so that'll be the next game day breakdown that we do. This is a 7:30 Eastern time game, Orangeburg, South Carolina. No, you guys can probably not watch this unless somebody's streaming it on the internet. If you're looking for the game number on this one, it's an added extra game 308-177, 308-178. North Carolina A&T opening up as a 1.5-point favorite. It's down to 1 at 5 dimes, down to 1 at the Westgate, 1.5 everywhere else. The D is holding strong at 2 on this one. Total over and under 144 at 5 dimes, 144.5 just about everywhere else. If you're looking for the money line on this one, I do see anywhere from 120 at BetDSI up to 130 elsewhere. All right, 130 elsewhere. Taking a look at both programs. Let's take a look at North Carolina A&T to start. All right. 15-14 on the year, coming out of the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, guys. Jay Joyner and his Aggies, 11-3 in conference play, looking to win out and win at least a share of the conference title, winning 3 straight against North Carolina Central, Howard, Maryland Eastern Shores, 3 straight. They've won 8 out of their last 10 games, with their only loss coming to Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M back on February 8th and February 10th. Thunder MVP, what's going on? Robert Allen, I appreciate that comment. Says this show right here is a hidden. Appreciate that comment. Says this show right here is a hidden gem for all of us handicappers, capping games. If you like to win money and get great game breakdowns, you won't find anyone better on YouTube, no doubt about it. Boys, thank you, Robert. I do appreciate the kind words. Shapendi, yes, I got your email, and you are added onto my little spreadsheet to see when people are showing up. So definitely got yours as well. And if you're already in Vegas, then just let me know that you're already in Vegas, and you'll still be there during the tournament. Taking a look at their opponent today, guys, the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. Murray Garvin and his program there. They've lost 4 straight. They've lost 8 out of their last 10 games. They were actually doing pretty well. They were 4-1 in conference play and 9-8 overall at the end of their game against Maryland Eastern Shores on January 20th. And then it was just like the wheels fell off and things just started unraveling for them. They lost 4 straight: Norfolk State, Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina Central, as well as North Carolina A&T, who they're going to get today. All right, they ended up losing 78-63 on the road. And then they battled back. They went home and they won 2 games. They beat Delaware State and Coppin State, guys. They beat Delaware State. They put up 100 on them into triple digits. They beat Coppin State by 470 to 66, and then it was like the wheels fell off again. All right, they lost 2 home games, 2 away games. 2 out of their last 4 games have gone to at least 1 overtime. Their last one against North Carolina Central went to double OT. They lost to Morgan State, Bethune-Cookman, Florida A&M, and North Carolina Central. Here they get A&T today, guys, to end their season. They're already 3 games below 500 in conference play, 5 games below 500 overall on the year, looking to end the regular season on a winning note. Take a look at both programs side by side. First of all, South Carolina State, definitely, no doubt about it, has the better team when it comes to offense. However, North Carolina A&T's defense is pretty good. Based on adjusted efficiencies and all strength of schedule and opponent strength of schedule, they actually have a quality defense, especially for playing in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. It's the reason why they've got 15 wins on the year. It's the reason why they've got 11 wins in conference play. Outside of conference play, they're generally in over their head when they're losing to Illinois, Wake Forest, Kent State, UTEP, and Bradley, and the likes of those teams. However, when they're in conference play, they've been pretty good. Matter of fact, they've been exceptionally good. Now, shooting and on offense, that's a whole different story. However, in conference play, their numbers have all increased. Same thing with South Carolina State, who actually has the better offense. Taking a look at North Carolina A&T, hitting 49% from the field, 30.4% of all their 3-point plays, 50.9% shooting of all their 2-point plays. One aspect where A&T struggles is the free throw line. In conference play and all year long, they're hitting 60.4%. They're struggling here. All right, they struggle from the free throw line. Offensive rebounds, 30.6% of the time. Number 1 at the least amount of offensive turnovers, a low 18.8% in conference play. Taking a look at South Carolina State, guys, 49.7% from the field, knocking down 32.2% of all their 2-point plays, 50.2% of all their 2-point plays, 32.2% of all their 3-point plays, 50.2% of all their jump shots, layups, and dunks. They are the number 1 shooting free throw team in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, converting 73.2% from the charity stripe. Johnny K says NC 3-11 on the road. They definitely have struggled away from their own home court, no doubt about it. Their 3 wins were in conference play as well. They went 3-3 on the road in conference play, and you're going to find out their last 2 games, both are on the road. They're definitely going to be tough games for A&T, no doubt about it. Taking a look, guys, at the defensive side of things, all right? North Carolina A&T, the number 1 defense in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. They're holding teams to 44% shooting, number 1 in their conference. They're holding teams to 25.9% shooting from out deep in their conference, number 1. They're holding teams to 46.9% shooting of their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. For some reason, teams are only putting up 62% from the free throw line against them. They're creating a high turnover percentage of 22.7% on defense, okay, in conference play. You've got 2 shitty offenses and a very quality defense in North Carolina A&T. Both teams go to the 2-foul participation protocol, very little. 12% for South Carolina State, 9% for North Carolina State. Both go to the bench for roughly 35% of their total minutes. Height advantage, nothing to be concerned about one way or another. Point distribution, South Carolina State, who is an exceptional free throw shooting team, relies on the free throw, a high 24%. A high 24%. They rely on that 3-ball for only 21%. Those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, 54% for both teams. Both not a big relier on the 3-ball, right? I don't think we're going to see a lot of three-point attempts. If there's looks taken, not many are probably going to drop tonight. All right. As far as, give me 1 second. As far as the total goes on this one, as far as the total goes on this one, the total on the line already being 144.5. I think they got it priced high. I think this is going to be a close game for the fact that A&T is not a big winning record, 3-11 on the road. However, 8 of those losses came out. Excuse me, 8 out of those 11 road losses have came outside of conference play. They're 3-3 in conference play on the road. So they're batting .500 on the road in conference play, which is a better stat than taking a look at 3-11 overall, because it's a what are you doing now for me, and conference play is what we're doing now. But as far as the total goes, I do lean towards the under, and it's just a lean, just a small lean on the under. I think 144.5 is a little high. I think it's a little high by about 4 or 5 points, so I do lean towards the under. However, I do have an official free play for you guys on this one. It's a free personal play for everybody. If you're on my personal plays, you already know what it is. North Carolina A&T, I took them on the money line. We took them this morning at -125. You should still be able to find -120 to anywhere from 130, depending on where you're looking. So let me get that in the comments section as well. Free personal play, North Carolina A&T. I almost said Central. North Carolina A&T. Be careful, guys, because Central is playing today as well. So be careful on that one. Okay, be careful on that one. Make sure you're betting A&T on the money line, -125. If you can't bet the money line and you're getting them at 1, which is where it's at for the most part, if you're getting 1.5, that's fine too. I don't think that they're going to need it. I think it's going to be a close game, though. That's why I chose the value. I would rather lay 15 cents more because you had the choice. This morning it was 1.5. It's dropped a half a point, depending on where you go. This morning I could have shopped around and found 1 or 1.5. But even if you were getting 1 minus $1.10, I'd rather lay 15-cent juice in a game that I think is going to be a close game, decided by a basket or 2, and take the money line. So money line for laying 15 cents. 15 cents more to me was a better value. Nathan got +1 at -107. That must be like bet 365 or something, because that's a damn good line. That's an amazing line, Nathan. Celis says, oh, Pinnacle. Pinnacle's got a good line every now and then. That's a good one, Nathan. Celis says, I had a hunch that was your free play. Very nice, very nice. But again, announced to everybody earlier, I do have a early game of the week tomorrow. Early game of the week tomorrow. It is basketball, and it's going to be a monster. So if you were on board my game of the year, you'll probably want to take a look at my game of the week. It's going to be a big one. All right, $50 guaranteed to win. You get the next one free. That is tomorrow, folks. It will be on the website later today. Normally they take place later in the week. However, this one I couldn't pass up, folks. We just could not pass this one up. Just a straight monster for us. All right, and that takes place tomorrow. That takes place tomorrow. Joe, game of the year was crazy. Absolutely. Hey, we put out a big one. We deliver. We put out a real big one. We deliver. That's for sure. So enjoy that free play, folks. Remember, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. It takes 1 second out of your time. Hit that subscribe button. Tap that little bell next to it. That way you get notified every single time we drop a video. Doesn't matter if it's live or pre-recorded. You will be notified. All right? You will be notified, so don't miss out. Also, if you haven't already done so, do us a huge favor. Give us that big thumbs up in the video. And I'm telling you guys, It's going to be a good March Madness, so make sure you guys get on board, and I look forward to working with everybody. We'll be live again tomorrow morning. I love it, Joe. Was a bug winner. Big winner. We'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, for another edition of Cap Nation Live. And noon Eastern, 9 Pacific tomorrow morning, guys. All right, so make sure you guys don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. Go to the website. Get on board, guys. And I look forward to working with everybody, all right? Enjoy your, what day is it? Monday. Enjoy your Monday evening, guys. It's happy hour. Good luck. Always bet within your means. Don't do anything stupid. And we'll see you guys all live. Look for daily free play video coming out here shortly. All right, guys, for tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Good luck, everybody.